Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to Home Selling Tips. In today's episode, you'll learn about the worst home selling mistakes guaranteed to turn off potential home buyers. My name is Andrew Finney. Please consider me your real estate geek. I am always here to help. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hi, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. So let's go ahead and talk about the worst home selling mistakes you could ever make, especially, if we're talking about home selling, where that means you're getting ready to go on the market. These are some things you really don't want to do. Leading in with turning the garage into a family room. Having a family room is great for a, let's say, family, but what happens if a person has something called a car and they actually like to use their cars in their garage? Converting your garage into a family room may not have as much value, and in fact, most families would probably be turned off by it because they need a place to go. They need a place to park their car, or they want it for storage, or they want it for something else, but they don't want it as a family room. So if you turn your garage into a family room, realize that could hurt you and is a really awful home selling mistake. The next thing that you want to consider is when people turn a bedroom into something other than, a bedroom. So you're probably wondering, well, what is that? With so many people working from home, sometimes people turn a bedroom into a home office. There's nothing wrong with that, but when people start going over the top and they start putting in built-ins and they start building in desks and everything's custom that room with that desk set, and you have your own library going on in that room and it's no longer functional as a bedroom, that's a problem. So if that's the way that you live and that's something that you do, make sure that you can easily convert it back to a bedroom before you go on the market to sell your house, so people can see the bedroom as a bedroom. Because let's say that you had a 4-bed house and that's what people wanted, and you're advertising it as a 4-bedroom house because that's what it really is. Well, by the time you do all those built-ins and stuff to your house, it's more like a 3-bed and a den. So think about that. That could actually hurt you in reselling your home. The next thing that mistake that people make is covering up hardwood or tile floors. I mean, why the heck would you do this? Hardwood and tile floors are really nice. A lot of people like them, especially if people are prone to allergies. They like it because you can keep a hardwood or tile floor cleaner. It's easier to clean, and if there's little messes here and there, it's also easier to clean up those messes. Now, what you could do is if you have like area rugs or throw rugs down or something like that, go ahead and have that down on top of that in the way that it makes sense for your house or the living areas where you prefer to have those area rugs at, and let somebody else decide whether it should be covered with carpet or not. Sometimes people will just cover up that tile and put carpet down, and it just blows my mind. The hardwood and tile actually get a higher resale value than homes with carpet, just saying. So the next thing that you could do wrong is going over the top with light fixtures. I mean, if you walk into one of these casinos in Las Vegas, Nevada, look, they got some pretty extravagant lighting. They have some really cool chandeliers. They got some stuff that looks really, really awesome. But guess what? It looks awesome in the casino. It doesn't look awesome in your house. So if you go over the top with light fixtures like that, just realize that could be a turnoff, and you might want to make it well known that you plan on taking that bad boy with you and replacing it like in kind. And a pro tip for you: if you have those kind of chandeliers going on in your house and you want to take it with you, since it is affixed to the property, it would technically go with the property unless otherwise exempted in your listing agreement and disclosed that way to a buyer. Go ahead and take it down. Anything that you're going to take with you, take it down. Change it out right now before you go on the market, so that what a buyer sees is what they get. Take down that extravagant light fixture. So the next thing that places that sellers go wrong is actually turning their kids' room into like a miniature theme park. If you go into a kid's bedroom and it looks like it is Disneyland, they have a little tree house going on, they have bunk beds built in, or they got little stowaways here and there and everywhere, or whatever have you. I think you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. We've seen them on DIY Networks, HGTV. We've seen them on, probably know somebody that has a theme park for their children in their bedroom. So when you get ready to sell a home, take it back to its most neutral setting. Take it back to a neutral bedroom as opposed to the theme park, so it helps sell your home. Okay? So the next thing that people go wrong with is saying, oh, we have a pool, but it's above ground. Really? Above ground pools for most people are a big eyesore. So it's one thing to have it for your personal enjoyment and peace of mind, and that you liked having it there, and maybe it was an eyesore to you, cool. But for most people, they're not going to like an above ground pool. Take it down before you show. Take it down. That way your home and your yard doesn't look like an eyesore, and it appeals to more buyers and helping you attract more buyers to your home to get a better deal on your house. So the next thing that people do wrong And this one really blows my mind, and it really comes down to how people live, I suppose. But you're looking at dirty dishes in the sink. Now, there's two things that go wrong with dirty dishes in the sink. Number one, they're unsightly, especially for showings. The second thing that you go wrong with is if there's food residue or something from last night's dinner or breakfast on there, it starts to smell. It starts to attract little bitty critters called ants and other little bitty things called pests. And whenever a home buyer walks into the house and they see dirty dishes in the sink, they see an ant trail over here, like sugar ants or whatever, going over there trying to eat last night's steak or whatever you had, that's a problem. So you want to keep your dishes clean. You want to put them in the dishwasher where they belong. And you ideally want to run that dishwasher, get everything cleaned up, put away. Keep your house as immaculate as possible. Don't have dirty dishes in the sink, please. That is like a really, really quick thing that can kill a showing. The next thing that sellers sometimes do is if you're going to be present at the home showing, or if you're going to say, hey, I'll leave, but then you leave this little note saying, hey, please remove your shoes, some buyers can be turned off by that. And, you know, I get it. Normally, whenever I walk into someone else's house, especially if the seller's there, I will always ask them, you know, say, thank you for showing the house. Would you like us to remove our shoes before we enter? I do that as a sign of respect, but mandating, I do that as a sign of respect for the seller, but whenever a seller mandates and says, hey, before you come to my house, take off your shoes, that can actually be a turnoff. And like, oh, wow, if they're that crazy right now, how crazy are they going to be whenever it comes time to negotiate on this house? So something to consider about. If you do have those fancy smancy floors and your house is immaculately clean and everything else, you might just want to have some booties that go over the shoes and ask them to simply put those on. It might be a little bit easier for them, and they'll get it. They'll walk into your home, they'll see how beautiful it is and say, yeah, I don't mind putting these on. Absolutely, your home is gorgeous, right? So they'll be respectful. Just be respectful. Respect's a two-way street, right? So the next thing that people do wrong is they smoke in every room of their house for years. So if you look at your paint right now in your house and you see that bad boy is like yellow and that wasn't the color that you painted it, we got a problem. That means that you got nicotine all over the place. You got smoke in there. It's probably embedded itself into the sheetrock carpet, whatever is going on in that house, and it can be a very difficult odor and pungent to get rid of. It's very, very pungent, and a lot of people are allergic. So I mean, if you're smoking in your house and everything while you're there, hey, that's your thing. Better for you to actually go smoke in your garage, or even better yet, go outside and your backyard and smoke, so you don't get that smell inside the house. If you've smoked in your home in every room for years, keep in mind that you're probably going to want to have that thing sterilized. You're probably going to want to have an ozone cleaner come in there and ozone your house to get everything neutralized and put in pleasant smells. And then do not smoke in your house while it's on the market, please. It will kill you. It will kill your deal. So the next thing that sellers do that make big mistakes are leaving Fido's bed and toys everywhere. You know, I'm a pet lover. I have pets. You know, they're like my furry little babies, and they're my children. I absolutely love them so very much. At the same time, if I was going to sell my home, I wouldn't be leaving their toys and their bedding everywhere. In fact, inside my house, I got their own little special area all gated off for them next to their doggy door for their dog run and everything, just for them, just to make sure that they have their own spot. But if I was going to sell my home, I would be making arrangements for somebody to help me watch my pets, or have them out of the house for showings, and ensuring their area was pristinely clean prior to any showings on the house. Having Fido's bed and toys everywhere, you know, people are going to see the dog toys, and even pet lovers will be, oh, well, that's saliva, that's this, that's that, that's here. And then one of the things that I always look at and point out to buyers too is I start looking at baseboards. You know, did the dogs eat up any of the corners of the baseboards? Should always teach Fido not to do that. That's awful. And it can be one of those things that need to be fixed before you go on the market. Now, these are some things that are typically some of the most common and worst home selling mistakes. Tell me what you're thinking about and them in the comment section below. It's your turn. Tell me which one of these stood out in your mind's eye and that you're just shocked by that people commit, or if you have another one that you want to share with us that's like hey, don't do this, it's a red light, it's a siren. Tell us in the comment section below. Tell us a little bit about where you live, give us a city and state, and what the situation is, and if you have any tips, go ahead and throw them in there too. We love hearing from you and learning and growing as a community. I'm going to go ahead and put my contact information up in case you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hi. Absolutely love to hear from you. Now, if you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching, and enjoy an amazing day.